Sometimes we try things on the farm that just don't work out. Today I'm going to show you guys a bottom watering system I've been demoing in our greenhouse for over 6 months, and it has turned out to be a total disaster. So if you've followed the vlogs in the last, I don't know, since the beginning of the season really, you might have seen these in the background, and I haven't talked about them because I like to make sure everything works before I talk about it or I promote it or whatever. And so these mats are from a company called Water Pulse, and the idea behind them is they're a more of a pull mechanism for bottom watering than a push mechanism. So a push mechanism would be a flood table where you've got, 1 or 2 inches deep, it fills up with water, and then all the flats in there soak up that water. The problem with that kind of thing for microgreens is that not all microgreens need the same amount of water, because ones that Mark's actually taking all this stuff down now, but ones that have more foliage need less water, and ones that have less foliage need more water because they have more evaporation. And so when I first heard about this product, which is actually used in landscaping or landscape nurseries with big pots and stuff like that, when I first heard about this product, I thought it was a super brilliant idea, and I was really keen to try it. So we bought a bunch, Paper Pot Co. bought a bunch, that's the company I run with Diego Fooder, and we thought, let's try this and see how it works. And at first it was really awesome because it meant that we could basically take the weekend off and not have to worry about water in the greenhouse, which was, that's an exciting prospect. But didn't work out that way at all. And so I don't want to slander this product, because I actually think the product is really cool. And I think in a different context it would work just fine, but I don't know if it works that great for microgreens. Well, I can tell you that it didn't work great for us. It's caused a lot of problems. What happens with them is that because you're putting flats down and pulling flats off all the time, is they get dirty, and then that dirt builds things up. So what ended up happening is we're scrubbing these every week. Every time we turned over a crop, we would scrub them, and so that creates more work, which is kind of a hassle. But also you get root matter. You get root matter in there from the bottom of the flats, and then that starts to harbor fungus, and then that's where this whole thing became super problematic. So we've had like a hell of a run in this greenhouse over the last few weeks. Like, we've got multiple flats of Salanova lettuce they've rotted, and that never happens in the summer on our farm, because in the summertime, as long as we can keep this greenhouse well ventilated, shaded, we got a shade cloth on it, and keep the air circulation going, we've never had fungus problems in here because it's dry. The Okanagan Valley where we live is super dry, and we've got this major fungus problem now. It's affected 3 weeks of Salanova successions, which has cost us a lot on the farm, and it's also screwed up a lot of microgreens. And so now we're basically saying, pull the plug, stop this bottom watering thing. It's not working. So, it's one of these things where we've invested a lot of time into doing. Even Mark right now, taking the time to pull all this crap out of here. We had to kind of rechange the shelving a bit in here to make room for these mats, because you have one strip of mat that does one group of flats or one row of flats. So we had to make more rooms on the shelves to do that. And yeah, I mean, geez, it's been rough. So one thing I will say though, I'm not saying that bottom watering doesn't work. I think it could work. It's just this product in particular, in this application, hasn't worked very well. Now, that doesn't mean that I'm gonna not keep trying to figure it out. I'm always experimenting with new products, and that's my role at Paper Pot Company that I do with Diego Fooder, is to do research and development. And so Green City Acres has kind of become the R&D wing of Paper Pot Co. And because the farm is running in production, we can try things in a commercial application and get a real sense of whether these things work or not. And so one thing I'll say is we are still working towards a bottom watering thing. And so we sell the Paper Pot flats and we do microgreens in those too from time to time. Mark just harvested everything for today, so you don't see a lot on the shelves right now. But we are going to have some better bottom watering solutions, and one bottom watering solution that works really good that I've seen is if you have a holeless flat underneath the whole flat, and you can lift your flat up and then water each flat. Now that takes a little bit of work, but it's not that much. Like, I mean, if you're hand watering, it's not much more work. I know down at Steadfast Farm in Arizona, they have this indoor microgreen apparatus, and they bottom water every single flat. They have like a measured cup of water. They lift the flat up, drop it in underneath. So we're working on some solutions that are going to be for our paper pot flats for that, so you can expect that coming soon. But as far as this product went for microgreens, it just didn't really work out that well, and so that's kind of some of the trials and tribulations that happen. These are the risks that you take when you do this kind of thing, and this has become a large part of my role at Green Sea Acres, and it is my role at Paper Pot Co. So yeah, I just thought I'd give you guys a little insight onto maybe some of the trials and tribulations on what it takes to get a product that I can promote or sell, because they don't always work. All right guys, talk to you later.